1 second, people. 1 second. Sorry, LV Live. I apologize. Okay, back to the top. Back to the top. Let's go. Once again, we appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for them boys. 121 to 117. Game one officially in the books. The Knicks pull it out. New York hustle, New York grit, New York grind. That's the way we like it. Big. Brunson came through 43 points, but 21 of them things in the fourth quarter. Gritty win. They had to dig deep for this one, but you know what? Listen, do you want it any different than this? Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. 121, 117 win for them boys. Game one in the books. Knicks up in the series 1-0. Jalen Brunson. Rondo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. 121, 117. Big win for them boys. Coach said barely. Coach, listen, it's the playoffs, man. It's the playoffs. Listen, I'm not expecting to blow out anybody. Anybody. Just get the win. Get the W. Corey Lindsay, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. 121, 117. Jalen Brunson. 43 big points for that boy. 21 in the fourth. Total team effort, man. Total team effort. And you know what I love, man? Here's the beauty of this. We know we're going to make adjustments, right? We know we're going to make adjustments. This is the best they played. This is the best they could have played against us. The best. And we still pulled out a victory. And that's the beauty of this team. I think Josh Hart was the best player on the court this time today. Right? What we think? 23 big points for that boy. I think it was 23 or 25. I apologize. 14 boards for him. Josh Hart, a man amongst boys out there. Man amongst boys. A bully down there in that Baja. Huge today for Josh Hart. If I'm correct, I think he played the whole game. I don't think he came out once. Gravity, man, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. Knicks go up 1-0 in the series, 121-117. Jalen Brunson, 21 big points in the fourth. 43 points for that boy. Big Task said, respectfully, LV, the Pacers are different. You know what, Big Task, listen, absolutely. You know, this is the playoffs, man. This is the playoffs. You guys have to understand. I didn't think the Knicks were going to blow these guys out. I don't expect this to happen. Like, you know, you're hearing people say the Knicks going to win in 5. I think this could go 7. You know what I'm saying? I think the Knicks can win in 6. Like, I don't think the Knicks going to be a short series. I think it's going to be a long series. They're a really good team. We understand that. But at the same time, what I saw tonight, the Knicks can fix, right? I'm going to touch on that. But I think a big key for them, a big key, they don't have a closer. They don't have a closer at all. Like Siakam was doing his thing, right? He was scoring on OG Anunoby, but OG Anunoby was right with him. OG Anunoby was giving him problems a couple of times. So they don't really have a closer. They don't have anybody, and Halliburton is just not the same guy as we saw earlier in the season. He's just not. And DiVincenzo was in his pocket. He could not get rid of DiVincenzo. He could not. Thomas Bakes, man, what's going on? I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Knicks go up 1-0 in the series. Jalen Brunson, 43 big points. And in the playoffs, more importantly, right, this is the truth, guys. This is not the regular season. In the playoffs, when it comes down to it, you got to have a guy where you can run a 1-4 flat and you can say, let's clear it out because we need a bucket, right? And we have that. And that's what the playoffs is about. You see over there, right? You see over there in Minnesota, right? You see what Anthony Edwards is doing, right? 1-4 flat. They got a guy that can get a bucket. That's the key in the playoffs because the defense is going to be the defense. Guys are going to kind of struggle at times with their shot, but you need a guy that can get his bucket. Brunson did what he wanted today. These guys are nowhere near what Philadelphia is defensively. Not even close. Because Philly was giving him problems. He was struggling to get his shot up. Now, towards the end of the series, as you saw those last 4 games, he started getting it. But he was struggling because he was having a hard time. He was doing what he wanted tonight. He was doing what he wanted. But they have nobody that could check him. He almost fouled out Nate Smith and Nembhard. He almost fouled out both of them. This is a game that I'm sure his Pacers wanted to steal. They outscored our bench. I believe it was like 42-7. It was something insane. But once again, there's going to be a couple of adjustments that I'm going to talk about that are gonna have to happen. And you know, and it will. Like I'm not. This game one, guys. It's game one. Like I'm not even. For me, in the playoffs, and I'm sure all of you guys should feel this way. Just get the victory. Just get the win, man. At this point, it doesn't matter who scored. Just get the win. I love the fact that he looked for DiVincenzo at the end, and DiVincenzo knocked down a three, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's it. Just get the victory, man. Let's get up out of here. Let's make adjustments and get ready for Wednesday. Wait, what's today? Today's Tuesday? Monday. Let's get ready for Wednesday. LV's getting his days confused. I apologize. Orlando C, man, what's going on? I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live and my crew. Big win for them boys. 121-117. Jalen Brunson, 21 in the fourth. Big Taz said, true. Just get it. Big Taz, just get a win, man. Just get a win. Listen, guys, it's the playoffs, man. The Knicks are going to have to make adjustments. They just came off a series playing against a totally different team. Totally different team. Also, two people, when you come through, right, please hit that like button for your boy. Please, 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 please. Totally big difference. So you're gonna have to make some changes. And I'm sure Tibbs is gonna, man, he ain't gonna sleep tonight. He's gonna go at home, maybe sleep for maybe 2 hours, and then go back in the pad and go back and get back to business. Corey Lindsay said, LV, it's not gonna be easy. Listen, Corey Lindsay, do you want it to be easy? It's not supposed to be easy, man. It's just the playoffs. It's not supposed to be easy. They're here because they deserve to be here. Do you know what I'm saying? They're one of the best offensive teams out there. So, you know, Jay Supreme, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. 121-117, Jalen Brunson flexing his muscle. 21 big points in the fourth, 43 points. Nobody could check him. He was doing what he wanted. He was doing what he wanted. And in the playoffs, that's what you need. You need a guy that's going to get a bucket, period. Was there any doubt? Was there any doubt when he got the pill in his hand? There's nobody could check him, man. He was doing what he wanted. What he wanted. They can't stay in front of him. Yeah, Naismith slipping and sliding on the floor. He had them boys in skates, man, all night long. And the playoffs, that's when it matters most. A guy that can go get a bucket, period. Orlando C says, we've got to win convincingly, bro. No, we don't. No, we don't, Orlando. We just got to get the W. That's it. That's it. We're gonna get pushback from teams. We are. Teams are going to push us to the brink. They are. Just like every other team gets pushed to the brink. No one's getting blowouts now, man. The Celtics are getting blowouts because they're playing a shorthanded Miami Heat team. Do you understand what I'm saying? So no one's getting blowouts, man. They're not. It's just the playoffs. Everybody's going to be tough, especially when we get to the second round. Each round is going to get harder. So for me, I just want to win. That's it. I just want to win. That's want to win the series and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's it. That's all I want. I don't care how we win. Just win. Corey Lynn said, LV, sleep good tonight, my friend. Yeah, man, listen, we got to get into it. Sincere Splash. Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live and my crew. Big win for them boys, 121-117. Sincere Splash. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with the LV Live crew. Jalen Brunson flexing his muscle. 43 big points, 21 in the fourth. The flamethrower. The return of him. Brunson was big. But that Villanova trio, Hart and DiVincenzo, was huge tonight. Josh Hart was a monster again, but DiVincenzo found his shot. Playing the way he played in that game 6, I think might have woke him up, because tonight he looked like DiVincenzo. He did the way he was attacking the basket, hitting that three, and when Brunson swung it to him, I said, this is bang bang right here. Ice water. It didn't matter. I knew that was in. So, Corey Lynn said, LV, were you nervous in the fourth quarter? No. Not at all, because we got a closer, man. This is the first time, maybe since Melo, right, that the Knicks have had a closer. So when the ball's in his hands, I realized he was getting to his spots today, and he was knocking his shot down. And he was great from the free throw line tonight, guys. You got to give it to him. 12 for 12 from the stripe tonight for that boy. So Brunson was Brunson tonight. He was cooking. So you got to close it, man. In the playoffs, that's what you need. You need an assassin at the top of the key that can get his shot. And defensively, they're just not what Philadelphia is. They're just not. They don't have the guys. I mean, they get up in you and stuff like that, but just it was too easy for Brunson. Way too easy. He scored 21 in the fourth. So he told when he wanted to turn it on, he turned it on. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Rock with LV live tonight. 121, 117. Knicks go up 106. Atlantic Line, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Rocking with LV live tonight. So listen, so check it out. So here's the adjustments. Let's go through the adjustments really, really quick. First thing I'm doing. Mitch is going to the bench. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm playing Precious Achiuwa. Mitch cannot move. He cannot jump. He is struggling on that ankle, man. And it's okay. It's fine. But who's the dude? Ian Jackson, Isaiah Jack. He was coming in just bullying Mitch. I was like, Mitch, what's wrong with you, man? But I said, okay. But I saw him hobbling. I saw he could. There was guys shooting jump shots. Mitch wasn't even contesting those shots when they came in the paint. He just wasn't. So I said, okay. He can't move. And then right after that, he subbed out Mitch and put Ihart back in. Mitch wasn't in foul trouble. He can't move. With the way they're running that pick and roll pop, and that's an easy fix too. That's not hard to do. I'm gonna touch on that too. The way they run that pick and pop, you're gonna need a big that can guard a guard, that can move his feet, and if a guy tries to penetrate, he can block his shot. Similar to how Precious Achiuwa was playing Maxey. When Maxey was going to that Baja, Precious Achiuwa was blocking his shot, right? Because he can move his feet. You're going to need him more than Mitch. And Precious Achiuwa is a ferocious rebounder. So he's going to have to play the 5. You can have him out there with him and Ihart. You can have him out there with him and OG Anunoby. You can have him out there. But you have to put him at the 5. This is not a series for Mitch because he can't move. He can't get out. And Ian Jackson is too active for him. He was doing certain things. I'm watching the game. I'm looking at like, yo, Mitch, how is he just pushing you out the lane like that, man? Come on, Mitch. Like, come on. But I think he doesn't have it. Now, on that pick and pop, right? This is easy. This is an easy situation. You're going to have to switch on that. Because what's happening is, and that's why they got so many wide open threes or so many wide open shots at the top of the key. What's happening is this. When they're switching and Halliburton's hitting that corner, or if it's McConnell hitting that corner, DiVincenzo, or let's say it's Josh Hart, or let's say it's Brunson, is following that player and going around with Ihart. They got to stay home. They got to stay home, and Ihart's going to have to play that. Now, Ihart's a smart enough defender to where he can get block shots. He could do a whole bunch of different things, and so can Precious Achiuwa because they can move their feet. You're going to have to stay home, and you're going to have to scream out, switch. You're going to have to switch that. No more open shots at the top of the key. That can't be allowed, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be mindful of that. And I think that's an easy fix because then it balances out the floor. But you can't have where two guys are chasing the ball, the dribbler, and you're leaving a guy wide open. It's a simple, easy rotation, man. Easy. And you just have to fix that. You're going to have to give Deuce more minutes. Like, Deuce has got to play, right? That's the other dynamic. Deuce and Precious Achiuwa. Now, for that second unit, right, guys? McConnell was scorching us tonight. You know when he wasn't scorching us? When they put DiVincenzo on him. When he comes in, DiVincenzo guards him. I'm still taking out Brunson. Deuce is coming in for Brunson. And I'm putting Deuce on, Newhouse or Neymar, or I'm putting Deuce on one of those guys. DiVincenzo is playing McConnell. That's what I'm doing. I'm not putting. He's cooking Deuce, man. Deuce, I'm like, Deuce, come on, man. He can't stay in front of the guy. DiVincenzo can. with no problem. He tried to make a couple of moves on DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo was blocking the shot. He was giving him problems. DiVincenzo was giving him problems. That's what I would do. That's an easy fix. So, and then also, too, I'm even open seeing the matchups, even possibly bringing in Burks, just to spell some guys, just to give some guys minutes. That's what I would do. Not a lot, guys. Not like 10, 12 minutes. I'm giving him maybe 5 minutes just to spell some people, to try to steal some minutes, just to give guys a blow. That's what I would do. Certain things are easy fixes, man. That's not hard. I thought the Knicks didn't play their best, but the Pacers played their best. And the Knicks still won this by 5. So that tells you exactly, when we're on our A game, this team doesn't have anything for us. And that's because they don't have a closer. So the reality of this is that I think this goes 6. The Knicks steal, because they still won tonight. If we can win one Wednesday, make it 2-0, that'll be fabulous. Going back to Indy is going to be tough. If we can split in Indy, that'll be fabulous. Then hopefully we can maybe end it in 5, but I don't think so. I think this goes back. We take it back to Indy. They might get a win there. So I could see this going either 6 or 7. I'm being honest with you guys. Just because of how they play, the pace, and just certain guys. It seemed like Deuce was a little shell-shocked today. So you just got to match up those minutes. You know what I'm saying? Big Taz says, what if we win both? What if we win both where, Big Taz? You talking about in Indy? Corey Lindsay said, LV, man, game 1 is the most critical game of the playoffs. It is. Because, you know what, Corey Lindsay, what it is that you're trying to figure out each other, right? You're trying to figure out each other, what they like to do. And most importantly, Corey Lindsay, what do the matchups look like? That's the key. Because now Tibbs has a tape to say who can guard who can't do what. And he's going to be watching that tape. Then he's going to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to play that. Trust me, Tibbs is watching that tape inside and out. Big Taz said, yes. Oh, hey, man, Big Taz, if we could sweep them, that's great. Sincere Splash said, I've said 6 for days. Big Taz says, Precious is ready. Play him, Tibbs. You know what? I agree with that, sir. I agree with that. He's got to play. He's got to play, man. He's got to play. You can't lean. I understand. Like, you can't lean into. Mitch is not a good matchup here, man. He's just not. Now, if you want to steal minutes, let's say Ihart gets in some foul trouble, and you want to steal some minutes with Mitch, okay, cool. But I'm not. But I'm not. I'm not playing Mitch out there like a lot. I'm just not doing it. He can't move. Orlando C says, Obi never shot the rock for us like that. All right. I know he wants revenge. Agreed. Obi looked good tonight, man. But, he looked like Obi. Like, he looked how he looked with us when Randall wasn't playing well and he got on the minutes, right? So he looked how he always looked, right? So meet the Mets, man. I appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please come through and subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate you coming through, rocking with me and my crew. Big win for them boys, 121-117, Jalen Brunson. So I think those are the easy fixes that you can do, right? It's minor adjustments, right? It's minor adjustments because you got to match their intensity. That's it. I think the Knicks started figuring out some things in that 4th. And then also, too, they kind of like bit down in their mouthpiece, man. They wanted it a little bit more. They wanted a little bit more on that 4th. You could tell. I like Indiana. I like what they do. They're a great team. But in the playoffs, you need a guy that's going to be able to get his own shot, man. And be able to close it out. And so I think that's what they're missing. They got a lot of good players, man, but Halliburton's not as good as Brunson. He's just not. He's a good ball player. He's really, really good at the top of the key. Good facilitator, but he's not Brunson. He's not Brunson. In the playoffs, you need a guy like that can go get his bucket. Big Taz's question, what surprised you most about the Pacers? That's a good question. Nothing really surprised me. I knew who they were. I mean, I wasn't really surprised by anything. They played how they always play, right? But what I know is that they don't have a closer, right? So if the Knicks keep it close, the game over, and they have nobody that can check Brunson. So this played out exactly how I thought it would play, right? Because they have, but okay, I will say this, Big Task. You see the difference with OG Anunoby, right? The defensive pressure he puts on you. Those steals were big. Those are big. Knicks aren't getting those before. They're not getting steals like that. That's the difference with an OG Anunoby. Because now you got a guy for Siakam. Now you got a guy that you got to account for defensively. He was in there fighting for rebounds, fighting for loose balls. He was doing a lot of that other stuff. He's a big body that they cannot account for. He knocked out a couple of big threes, right? He's a difference maker. And I think that's what kind of puts us over the edge here, because the Knicks have never had a guy like that, a 3D wing like that. You know what I'm saying? So he does a lot, man. Like little things that don't go in the stat books. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they beaten us this year 2 out of 3 times, but he didn't play in none of them, right? So he's the X factor, right? Because you got to account for him. You have to. And even though Siakam gets his, it's not easy for him to get his. It's not. You know what I'm saying? He really got to work to get his on OG Anunoby. He has to. And it's tough. OG Anunoby, even though he's hitting fallaways, OG Anunoby's hand is in his face every single time. And he's almost close to blocking it. So he's right there. You know what I'm saying? So he just comes up with big defensive plays, man. That steal on Halliburton right there on that corner right there was big. That was huge. Right? So it's just momentum shifts, right? And stuff like that. He's able to get rebounds through defensive rebounds. Like he had 9 boards tonight. You know what I'm saying? So those are big, man. Those are big. So he was huge, I thought. Meek the Met says TJ McConnell was pretty somber. Was pesty, somber, right? Oh, SOB, I got you all night. Yeah, man, he's tough. He's the easy fix, though. You can't take him for granted, right? That's the thing with that guy. You can't take him for granted. So what you do is you give him respect that he deserves, and you put DiVincenzo on him. You put DiVincenzo on him, I think that quiets that all down, because DiVincenzo's going to get in his chest. He's going to bother him, and he doesn't like that. Brunson, Deuce, Josh Hart give that guy too much room. Like you can't. DiVincenzo's not going to give him no room. He's going to be in his chest. And when you do that, that makes a guy like that a little antsy, right? So I think that's the situation with that, right? But he's a good ball player, man. He's really you can't take him for granted. And I think the Knicks in the past have. When they put DiVincenzo on him, he quieted down a bit. He still got his when they made switches and stuff like that, but that's who I would put on him. You know what I thought was also big tonight, man, who I thought played really, really well and had key moments here, key things. I thought iHeart played big at times too, man. I love what he can do, man. The Knicks have got to bring him back. They got to bring him back. I don't care what they do. And they got to bring him back. He's huge to what it is that we do. That floater in that middle is money, because now Mitch can't do that, man. So when OG Anunoby went baseline and hit him with that bounce pass right there, Mitch is dropping that. And iHeart's catching it, hitting that floater, bang. He's able to attack from the top of the key, hit that bounce pass with Brunson. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful basketball. You know what I'm saying? So he's a key cog to what it is that we like to do. I thought he was great tonight. But I thought, listen, I think we have to respect this team. And I think Josh Hart said it, right? Did you hear when he spoke about going into the fourth quarter? He said, listen, we got to get better defensively. Our defense is terrible. He said, and I told guys, do not listen to what the media is saying. Knicks in 5 and Knicks in 7. I don't think that. I think the Knicks in either 6 or 7. And the reason why I say Knicks either in 6 or 7 is because you got to respect what these guys can do, man. This is the playoffs. It doesn't matter what the records are. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. It does not matter. It's the playoffs. Everybody is good. And you got to respect everybody equally. You know what I'm saying? You go in there lollygagging and playing around with your opponent, or playing with your food, shall I say. You know what I mean? You'll get eaten alive. So you can't have that happen. Gravity says we need Mitch to step it up too. Gravity, no. Mitch can't step it up. He's not healthy, man. He's not healthy, Gravity. I'm not playing Mitch. I don't know if you heard earlier. I'm putting Mitch on the bench. He's going to get some minutes to kind of maybe spell Iheart if he gets in foul trouble. But the first person coming off the bench to relieve Iheart is going to be Precious Achiuwa. We need a big that can move his feet at the top of the key. That's what's got to happen because we're going to have to make that switch. You got to switch on that double. You can't continue to chase. Soon as Bacano, Nembhard, Halliburton come off of that screen because they're coming hard off the screen, but they're looking to throw it back. You're going to have, the big is going to have to move his feet with that. If he moves his feet, you drop in coverage, not drop back, but I'm sorry, not drop back in coverage. I apologize. Climb up in the coverage. You climb up in the coverage. This is easy. Now he has no place to go because the big is moving his feet, and that's where Precious Achiuwa is great because coming off of that pick, you can't just blow by him like that. And if you do, he's an amazing shot blocker. So he was getting Maxey like that the whole time when he was playing him. So those are the things that I'm sure Tibbs is watching, and he's looking at the tape. He might even be looking at the tape right now. Big Taz says TJ McConnell has my respect. Yes. Gravity says yes. Mitch is too soft for this matchup. Yeah, Gravity. Listen, I'm not saying we're not going to need Mitch. I'm not saying that. I just think you got to pay attention to matchups. I just think that the way they're playing, and then also too, the Gravity. When I'm noticing is his ankle is still bothering him. He's not fully healthy. You know what I'm saying? And a couple of times, even that dunk that what's name had, Mitch didn't even get up for that. The old Mitch, the Mitch that we know, he's tossing that, man. He's putting that dude on his back. So Mitch can't even get up, man. He could barely jump because he's still laboring, man, from that ankle. So I think that we got to play Precious, man. Precious has got to be the first person to come off the bench. First person to come off the bench. Gravity says, yeah, he barely caught the alley, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Brunson threw him the perfect oop, man. He couldn't even get up the floor for that. And then a couple of times, and he's not contesting shots. So when McConnell's coming in the paint, pulling up for that little floater, 15-footer, Mitch is just staring there looking at him. He's not even contesting, man. You got to contest on that. As big as he is, he can maybe even tip the ball or something like that and block it in a small little way. But I'm just saying, you got to do that. You can't just sit there and don't put your hand up, dogs. Hand down, man down. That's the old saying, man. You got to put your hand up. So I don't know, man. I just think this is a bad matchup for him. Your LV, the coach, Jim is crying about what calls, man? Crying about calls? Wait, come on, man. It's the playoffs. I don't want dudes start crying about calls. Gravity says Turner was cooking Iheart. You know what it was? No, Gravity, you're right. But that's because Gravity, they were playing that wrong. You can't, you gotta switch on that. Because when you switch on that, then it leaves, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not leaving a guy open to kind of get busy and do what he wants to do. Killer Dog, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. 121-117. Big win for the boys. 1-0 in the series. Jalen Brunson, 43 big points. Corey Lindsay, LV, do you smell a game 2 win at home? I do. I think the Knicks are going to make great adjustments. But it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. So we got to understand that. But it's okay, man. It's the playoffs, people. We got to respect our opponent, man. These guys got here for a reason. So what? People were injured. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So the reality is that, look, let's get the win. That's it. Let's go up 2-0, go back to Indiana. Let's try to seal this out, man. Come on, let's get it together. It doesn't matter how we win. We've been winning gritty all season. So, you know, I'm not expecting it to be pretty. We don't even have all our horses, man. So it's okay. Any win is a great win. That's how I look at it. Big Taz is shaking my head. Here we go. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Listen, man. Look, I thought the refs did a great job today. They were calling it both ways. There was a couple of times I didn't think the Knicks fouled, but it was okay. There was a couple of times I thought Brunson got fouled going to the rack. They didn't call it. They let it rock. That's okay. You got to finish that. You know what I'm saying? So they were getting the foul score too. Siakam was at the line a lot. Turner was at the line like crazy. If I'm correct, didn't I have 5 fouls on Turner? So what I'm saying is that I don't want to hear that. These guys want to start complaining about fouls, man. It's the playoffs. They're not going to listen, man. Look, I don't know. This is not the regular season. He should know better than that. You got to play through the contact. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to be what it's going to be. Don't start complaining. And it wasn't even like crazy calls. Like it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So they were mad about that pick. That was a moving pick. You can't hit the guy when he's not looking. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even give him a time to react. That doesn't happen. Like that's what I'm saying. So he didn't make the right judgment call on that. Period. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they didn't get a couple of calls. They Brunson lost the ball, right? What did they do? I thought Halliburton got him. Whatever. So what? They got the call. They got the ball back. The reality is they didn't make enough winning plays at the end. Period. You know what I'm saying? So Gravy said Starbury was hyped. Yeah, man. Yeah. Steph was that guy, man. I played with Steph. Steph was that guy back in high school, man. He was he was larger than life, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I'm not. Even if it was the Knicks, I'm not with these. Like you got to play through it, man. You got to play through it. You can't. You know what I mean? It's the playoffs. You got to understand. They're not going to give you every call. They're just not. I thought Brunson got fouled a couple of times. So what? You got to play through that. That's it. That's how I looked at the game. I didn't look at it no way. It's just that they didn't make enough winning plays at the end. They didn't. You know what I mean? And we got a guy that can close it out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, period. That three at the top of the key that Brunson hit when he was boogieing on Nembhard at the top of the key and hit that three, bang. See, that boss, you can't coach that. You can't coach that. And he doesn't have a guy over there that could do that. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's the difference, man. You got to have a killer at the top of the key in the playoffs. You got to. If you don't have that, you're going to have a really, really hard time winning games, man. If you got just a really good team, that's cool. And the next time, and to me, the teams are equal. But the difference is we got Brunson, they don't. That's the difference to me. Because as good as Halliburton is, he's a facilitator. He's a better facilitator than Brunson. He's not a better scorer. And then the playoffs, when the game is called tight and all that other stuff, you need a guy that can go get a bucket. They don't really have that. They have Siakam. He can go get a bucket, yes, but not at the level of Brunson. And then you got a guy that can match up with Siakam, right? So it's going to give Siakam problems. It's not going to make it easy for Siakam. They have nobody over there that's going to give Brunson problems because he did not look like he was having any issues at all. This looked way too easy. Big Sass said, yo, LV, man, ESPN just posted a video saying that offensive foul led to a Knicks win. Yeah, I mean, they can say what they want, man. They can say, I don't really care, Big Task. 1-0 Knicks. Period. It's the playoffs, man. Play through it. Play through it. How about this? How about make more winning plays at the end of the game? Play through the contact. Play through that stuff. And that's it. Did we cry when Maxey did what he did? No. I didn't cry. They said it was a travel. So I didn't think it was a travel. I thought Mitch made a bonehead play by fouling him. Come on. You can't listen, man. This is playoff basketball. Man, you can't be crying over stuff like that. You got to make plays at the end of the game. That is it, man. That's it. Gravy says, I feel like Josh Hart doesn't get the recognition he deserves. No, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Everybody wants Josh Hart, man. Everybody wants Josh Hart. Every winning team wants Josh Hart on their team. Trust me, he does. But he wants to be here. He wants to be here with his boys, close to DC. He's raising his new family. Perfect place for him to end his career. Corey Lynn said Minnesota's blowing him up by 19, Elfie. Yeah, man. Them boys they got a crew out there, man. Is Rudy Gobert playing? Anybody just put thumbs up? Rudy Gobert's playing. I heard he wasn't playing tonight. Gravy says, I mean, as far as the media and commentators. Oh, Corey Lindsey, no, he's not. Oh, Gobert's not playing. They still doing that? Dang. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, personally, he just had a kid, man. He's had a new addition to the family, so that's why he's not playing. Gravity says, I mean, as far as the media and commentators, nah, man. I mean, the comments, yo, man, they love Josh Hart, man. They always speaking highly of him. Meet the cat going ham. Where's Coach at? Coach, where you at, man? Coach, where you at? Hit Cat out there getting busy out there. Coach, where you at? Coach might be in Denver, man. I think Coach in Denver. He left us. He left the LV Live crew to go to Denver. He out there with Cat. Yeah, Edwards is serious, man. He's serious. He's serious business. He's serious business. But great win for the boys, man. Great win for them boys. Great win for them boys. And what I loved most about tonight's win, guys, is that it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, man. And you need games like this to pull out in the playoffs because it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be, right? That's what makes going as far as you go and winning it so special because you know how hard it was to get to this level. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that wins like this is what, once again, like I said earlier in the season, is what's building that body armor. So the Knicks feel like they're in every game, right? And defensively, they can play with the best of them. And I think also, too, they have a guy at the top of the key that's a straight assassin, and he keeps you in every game, right? So I think it was a huge win for them. I'm sure Indiana's kicking themselves because they felt they could have stole a win here tonight at the Garden. I think the Knicks will be ready even more so for what, the challenges the Pacers present on Wednesday. And I think we'll be ready to go. And I think when we pull this out and make it a 2-0 series heading back to Indiana. All right. But listen, I'll be back Wednesday night to talk about that game. All right. So please come through to rock with your boy LV Live. All right. But listen, that's my show for tonight. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. All right. Also, too, if you're watching us on replay, all right, please leave comments. And also, too, please subscribe. All right. That's my show. I'm LV Live. Big win for the boys. 121, 117, 1-0 in the series. Jalen Brunson flexing his muscle. 43 big points. I'll be back Wednesday, people. All right. That's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.